Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie. I'm your host. I'm so happy to be here. If you are listening live, it is the 28th of November at about 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you're listening to an archive or a replay, I also want to welcome you to the show. And yeah, I want to invite you to join us over in the chat room. You can do that by heading over to 12radio.com. Click on the chat button and you'll be redirected into the Facebook chat. Also, you can watch this event rather than listen. If you'd rather, you can do that by heading over to YouTube or Facebook. Look for Katie Weaver, Domestic Mystic, and you'll find the live stream there. So, lots of ways to connect. And I would certainly love to connect with you. If you are commenting in either chat room, I will see it. I have eyes on both, so don't hesitate to chime into the conversation. That's what's up. Oh, well, first of all, my God, how did you do with that full moon? Big thumbs up or big thumbs way down? I personally did bad. I don't know what. I don't usually, the moon's, I mean, I thrive usually under the moon, but this moon was, I could barely peel myself off the couch yesterday. Like depression, heavy, sad, miserable. Ugh, yuck. Today is much better. Lots of grief in the air today, though. The Daily Dish indicated that we'd be kind of heavy and full of grief in the morning, and then by later afternoon, we'd be lightening up a lot, and that we needed to focus on root chakra work today. So I did bring my root chakra bowl so we could do a grounding exercise together. But yeah, ugh, big ugh. Yeah, I'm with you, Jane. It was rough. Thank you, Sid. She said she likes the cozy vintage image on the cover this week. Me too. As you know, I love vintage Christmas, vintage Halloween, vintage Valentine's Day. Oh my God. So cute. And this coffee, my gosh. So there's a local dairy here called Reed's Dairy. It's been in business for like a million years, passed through many generations. And one of the things that they do uh, only at the holidays is eggnog chocolate milk. And if that doesn't sound good, don't knock it till you try it because holy cow. Well, their eggnog or their chocolate milk are super, super thick and rich. They'll basically kill you. but um, but to combine them into eggnog chocolate milk, amazing. And they only do it at the holidays. And so it's a huge treat around here. People get super excited to see it hit the stores. And since my kids were home this weekend, we had cookie day and Micah ran to the grocery store for more flour because apparently I don't know how much flour it takes to make things. And they had it and he bought some and he was thrilled. But then he forgot to take it home with him. So I'm using it currently as coffee creamer because it's certainly thick enough to be creamer. And yeah, my God, it's delicious. Just delicious. That's all. Yes, Jane, it's amazing. It is. Uh huh. Jacqueline said, I did not sleep a minute on Sunday night, made up for it last night. Otherwise, awesome times with family. Good. Yeah. I don't know. I'm glad you slept last night, though. I have slept, but I sleep because I, have help. But, but, yeah, intense energies. Holy moly. Hey, Ivy. Oh, Quelly said she just found out her friend's dog died this morning. She was a really sweet dog. Oh, I'm so sorry. Dang it. Our old corgi died last week. This was our old dog. I haven't talked about him a whole lot. Um, maybe I have. This is our old corgi that was a dog we basically housed. I mean, I loved him and I would feed him and take care of him and take him hot dogs every day but he had to live in a pen. And it is not the life I ever wanted for a dog. But unfortunately, this dog wanted to kill everything. And he did kill things. He killed another dog here many years ago. He killed any cat that dared get in our yard. He killed chickens. He killed a crow this summer, absolutely destroyed my heart. And he was old. He was 15. And he was just the last couple of, well, about the last month, Scott and I have both been saying, Lou is not long for this world. And Lou with people was great. Great. So we'd go out and enjoy him and love on him and play with him and, and feed him treats and stuff. And he was great. It was with other animals that he could not be. I actually tried to rehome him a couple of times because I didn't like the way his life was. It sucked. He needed to be like on a farm running free or something. But every time I tried to rehome him and tried to explain to other people, he will kill your cats. And both times I had people that were like, "Oh yeah, he can come here. Oh yeah, I'll take him. Oh, my cats will learn to get out of the way." No, you don't get it. I don't know why. It was like there was something broken in his brain. Anyway, still sad though, but I'm glad for him. His companion died 2 years ago and he's been alone. Not totally alone because through his pen, the other dogs would be out playing with him all the time. That was fine. They were safe that way. In person, they wouldn't have been. He bit the tip of Skippy's tail off once many years ago. It's just been a really sad, conflicting. It's been a good learning lesson for me because I think in the animal world we can get very snobby and forget that situations do happen that are beyond people's control. You see people online that are trying to rehome a pet, for example, and people jump all over him that you shouldn't have got him if you couldn't keep him. What do you think you're doing? And if I couldn't have my dog where I live, I would just get a different place. And it's easy to say things like this, but it's harder to. And with Lou, I would never wanted to have an outside dog, especially in Idaho, for God's sake. But this dog was so. If when he was younger and he'd come in the house, he would absolutely die of heat. He hated it. He had a really, really thick corgi coat. He wanted to be outside. We used to bring him in at night and put him in a crate to sleep. And starting last winter, he every time Scott would try to get him in his crate at night, he would bite the crap out of him. And so we finally had to give up and go, all right, I guess he's just staying out. It's where he wants to be. Um, but I used to really judge people probably too harshly on situations that I didn't understand. It's a good reminder that you don't know for sure why something is happening or what's going on. And in our instance, we did everything we could to take good care of Lou, but there were a lot of things we could not do for Lou. And I hate that. I will never be satisfied with that, but it is what it is. My objective became to make sure that other animals were safe from him more than anything because, gosh, that's awful. So, anyway, it is what it is, but he did pass last Wednesday, and I'm really relieved and grateful for him because he's finally free. And out of whatever damage was in his brain or whatever that was that I couldn't get past with him, and he couldn't seem to get past in being overly aggressive. So there it is. But yeah, okay. Well, Pamela said she woke up in a funk and her neighbor decided that 7 a.m. was a good time to use the leaf blower. Oh, good Lord. That's about the time Rico decided it was a good time to want to go out and go potty. And with my dogs, once you're up, you're up. And the pigs, as soon as your feet hit the floor, there's no going back to bed. Everyone wants fed. They want to go potty. They want to party. It's over. Hey, Maya. So here we are. Sid said, I discovered eBay last week. I couldn't resist some vintage earrings and made my first purchase. It took some work to figure out what to do. I think I've gotten into Pandora's box. That's probably true, Sid. For me, it's Etsy. My God. I probably spend as much on Etsy as I make on Etsy, maybe more, but I get it entirely. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Laurie. So Laurie is still in her contest, and the Fab over 40 contest, and if she were to win that, it would be life changing money and a huge opportunity. So we're all, banding together to vote for her every day. So, Lori, if you wouldn't mind, if you want to put your link in the chat room, we'll go vote for you. I've been voting every day, and hopefully we'll help elevate you. So you feel free to put your link up. And I don't know if you've ever seen her dancing, her pole dancing videos, but good lord, she is fab over 40. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I'm going to jump in the other chat really quick. I don't mean to neglect anybody. Hey, Renee. Oh, Mary Jo said she dreamed all night. Oh, every night and even during a nap. Oh, gosh. I think nap dreams are the worst. I don't like to nap, honestly. Every time I try to take a nap, I wake up feeling very anxious. It's just not worth it. Denise had trouble focusing for work yesterday or anything. Oh, me too. Denise, I stared at my computer and I was trying to learn a skill, a digital art skill. And it took hours to learn something that should have taken 10 minutes. It was stupid, but I did learn it. So there's that. But way too many YouTube and TikTok tutorials later, I finally realized what I was doing and doing wrong. And then it worked, but I could not get my thoughts together. Tiffany said, full moon, yikes, terrible sadness and depression. Yeah, it was ugly. Oh, cool. Tiffany shared a picture of the frost pattern on her car this morning. That's amazing. So, Tiffany, is this going to be a much colder winter for you than you're used to? I'm assuming that's true. That is beautiful. It was 13 there. It was 9 here. Yeah, it's getting cold. Damn. Yeah. Hey, Denise. Well, I shared a video uh in the chat room. Sherry said she started on year 3 of her Afghan. Scott had a cross stitch project like that he started cross stitching a blanket for Micah when we were pregnant with Micah. It did not get finished. He worked on it for a while when we were pregnant with Mars. Still didn't get it done. Or with Matea, sorry. And then he worked on it for a while when we were pregnant with Mars, and it still didn't get done. That's how things are here too. I just, you know what? It's my fatal flaw is that there's always something new I want to learn how to do, and so I get ravenous about learning something, and I have so many other things I could be doing. It creates that master of none. Jack of all trades, master of none. But I've been researching because I'm going to start doing flame painting on copper. If you guys have ever seen this, it's the most amazing shit in the world. And I just want to do it on some bracelets, and some pendants. Like it's not super intense or impressive. Like people do like full masterpieces on pieces of copper with flame from a torch. And so of course, I had to watch a million videos and research the bejesus out of it and order the stuff I need, but I know. It's insane. By the way, we did manage to slump some glass for Thanksgiving dinner, some dishes. And they turned out, well, we made some. One of them turned out amazing. They all turned out just fine. I was a harder critic than anyone else. Everyone else is like, it's amazing. It was your first try. I'm laughing so hard about what the edges of some of them look like. I need to continue to refine glass cutting and grinding skills. But we actually did have 4 little bowls and 2 big platters that we made. So that was pretty fun, pretty exciting. But we had cookie day. So, as you guys probably know, every year, my sisters and I, and some cousins and the kids, we all team up to make our holiday cookies. So, it's a whole day event. You bring whatever recipes you want to make and all the ingredients that you need and tools that you need. We always do it at Kara's because she has a big, nice kitchen and lots of room and a big bar and stuff. Uh, so I had two cookies that I wanted to make. Micah had a cookie, Mars had a cookie, Matea had two candies. So, like, just us was plenty, but of course, everyone came with something. So, I have a little video to show you of cookie day. Now, I did put the same video in the chat room if you're listening rather than watching, so you can.
Okay, Cookie Day 2023 is in the books. We have cherry allays, Linzer tarts, no bake cookies, English toffee, holiday bark, peanut butter cups, dipped Oreos and pretzels, eggnog fudge, apple snickerdoodles, chocolate chip cookies, popcorn balls, and peppermint whoopie pies. Let's see, we did pretty damn good.
So there you go. That's what we did. It works out really well because then we lay it out like that and we bring lots of boxes and tins and stuff. And then we all box up everything we need for like in-laws, neighbors, coworkers, family members, stuff like that. And then you take yours and go deliver them and you're good to go. So then all your holiday stuff is done, which is nice. Now, obviously, a big tote of, or a pan of them also came home to my house. Oh, dear God. Probably need to throw them away. Maybe put them in the freezer. Apple snickerdoodles were completely design of his imagination. Micah, like, he loves making like apple pie, turnovers, stuff like that. And he loves making snickerdoodles. So he thought, maybe I could combine them. So he made snickerdoodle dough. Um, yeah, rolled the dough in cinnamon sugar, as you will. He always puts some nutmeg in his too, because it's nutmeg, obviously. And then he pressed the dough into cupcake pans and made homemade apple pie filling and filled them with it and baked them. They were amazing. It was a really good idea. Yeah. So yeah, that's cookie day. I have to say the whoopie pies, my God, they were so good. Everything is really good. The cherry allays, I think, might be my favorite thing this year, but the whoopie pies, I love whoopie pies, and I saw a recipe for minis that I thought would be fun to make for Cookie Day. So I did a little research. So when you read like somebody, how recipes online, people that are like recipe bloggers, food bloggers, it's like as long as Harry Potter to read all the way through it. And uh, so they actually had the history of whoopie pies, which I thought was interesting. So whoopie pies were first made in 1925. So that's like was, I didn't know that, but they're also Amish. I had no idea. So now you know. I know, so now you know. They were really good though. The filling was top notch. It has marshmallow cream in it. Lordy, good stuff. Anyway, so that's it. We did Thanksgiving. We hosted a family game night because I had cousins in town that we like to do something fun with anytime they're in town. We did Black Friday shopping and then we did Cookie Day. So obviously, I'm ready for bed, but yeah, we had a lot of fun. So it's all good stuff. All righty. Well, maybe we take a quick look at Luminous here. I'm going to put links in both chat rooms. You may have already received it. It went out a couple hours ago. Oh, I've only been doing this for years. Why would I remember how to share the screen? I don't know. It was great, Jane. It really was. We had a lot of fun. Oh, Laurie, thank you. My kids know that I have a penchant for giant coffee cups, so I frequently get another one. This one is the Pioneer Woman one, another Pioneer Woman one, because you know how I feel about Pioneer Woman. I bought two Pioneer Woman dresses the other day at Walmart that are so cute, and they're short. So like for me, they're just like to wear with leggings or you know, I like the wide legged yoga pants. But anyhow, so freaking cute. So now I even have Pioneer Woman clothes. She's taken over my life. All right. Well, I used a cover and actually changed all of the art this time since we're about to head into a new month to Christmas villages. I just love these. I love this art. The official lighting of my town happens this weekend, and we have a really old historic tabernacle that they light up really beautifully. And they wrap all of the trees up and down Main Street, and they have these like wire things that run over Main Street that have like wreaths and lights and stuff on them every so often and stuff. It's really pretty what they do right downtown in my little town. And the lighting ceremony is apparently over the weekend. And well, I don't know. Usually they do a parade of lights too. I haven't gone in a million years because oh, this town is too much for me. But I won't do parades here because actually I don't like parades that much. It would be too much walking for me, especially in the cold. But also, people here are very entitled to see. Over the 4th of July, people start putting out their chairs, like gumming up the city sidewalks and stuff with big, like taping off spots and putting out all their chairs and stuff a day or two before the parade. And it creates such a problem and it creates so many fights with people who are trying to just find a place to stand with their kids that I gave up on the parade years ago because it's just toxic. Also, it's too much peopling for me, but uh, it's weird. So I don't know if there's a parade of lights, but if there is, I'm not going. But like you didn't have to hear all of that, but now you know. Okay. I called this magazine this week the Holiday Magic Edition because my God, we're here. Whether you do celebrate or you don't celebrate, or the holidays are different for you than they are for other people, still, it is the season. There's something special about this time of year, or there can be. There can also be a lot of stress, tension, and sadness this time of year. So we have to find a way to balance it. I wanted to, this whole month, just continue to unravel the pagan roots of Christmas things. So with this edition, I started with wreaths. Because as we know, the wreath is one of those pagan icons that was stolen from or absorbed by Christianity, I guess. It's also one of those ways in which Christians are a lot more pagan than they realize they are. So let's talk about the wreath. Can represent the circle of life, particularly in Celtic and Germanic origins. And of course, it is a symbol of eternity or the enduring strength of life, even. The evergreens represent resilience, of course. We're talking about trees who stay green throughout the winter, even in the worst of tendencies, they stay green and alive and just go dormant. So, ancient cultures believed that bringing these resilient greens indoors would ward off evil spirits. There's a lot of worry about evil spirits way back when, wasn't there? Okay, the holly and the ivy in these wreaths is deeply rooted in paganism. Holly with the sharp leaves and vibrant red berries are protective. And pagan communities also thought that they warded off negative energy and brought good fortune. Ivy represents endurance and the binding together of relationships. So put those on your Christmas wreath, and you have good luck, you have protection, and you have unity. Sun worship. I thought this was interesting. I had not heard this before until I did some research that in some pagan traditions, the wreaths were associated with sun worship. Okay, well, they are circular like the sun. I guess that makes sense. And of course, in the winter, we're always kind of begging the sun to come on back. So it makes sense to me. All right. And then, of course, lots of festivals and celebrations where wreaths have been used. And, obviously, the Christmas wreath is something that you'll see on many people's doors. You'll see them above fireplaces, all over in people's houses. Like the Christmas wreath is something that you see everywhere. They are not Kincaids, Sid, but they are in the style of Kincaid. Yeah, beautiful, huh? Yeah. So when you go to hang a wreath, if you haven't yet, or if you're going to, or maybe now you're going to after what I told you, think about those connections to paganism, to what is likely your roots. Okay, in bitch scopes, Kelly says this week is about evolution and awakening. She said she did not think this was going to be a soft moon. Yeah, that's true. More like a hammer upside the head kind of moon, actually. So you were right on, Cal. She also said Gemini is a bit of a shit talker, so keep yourself in check. I needed that a day or two ago, I think, probably, but here we are. So she has some great thoughts about this week and what to expect. And so it seems as though once we work through the chaos of this moon, we're going to get into an energy that brings some evolution and awakening to all of us. I hope that's true, like for world leaders and things, because by God, we need it. Okay, my tip of the week was just another thought on the holidays and how they tie into paganism. The idea of, and this was about giving gifts. The idea of giving gifts at the holidays began with the Romans celebrating Saturnalia. During Saturnalia, the Romans feasted, drank, gave gifts, and otherwise spent their time being joyful. They exchanged gifts to attract good luck for the year to come. And I love that sentiment. We give gifts to attract good luck. That dovetails so beautifully into the idea of manifesting, uh, and also into the idea of what you give, you'll receive back three times, threefold. That's cool. And I love gifting. I've already my wheels are turning about what to do for the giveaway show this year. It'll be coming up in no time at all. So I you guys are going to get some cool stuff from me. It's true. Or what I think is cool stuff. Maybe you won't, but you'll get things from me that I think are cool. There you go. Christy brings us a grounding meditation this week. Excellent. We sure do need it. I'm going to do some grounding with you today, too. So it's good. We need it. All right. Lots of stuff going on in the true crime world. You can check that out if you are a true crimer. Anita brings us the goddess Lakshmi, or Lakshmi, I guess. I've heard it both ways. Jamie Dawn has a video about letting go of friendships or connections when necessary. I have added a new page. Actually, kind of brought back an old page. I used to have a page for planet meditation. And then I kind of quit making meditations for a while. Kind of got I don't know, bored, burned out, lazy, who knows? But but I'm back. I've been doing a new meditation every day, and so I'm gonna start posting them in Luminous again. But if you have not and are interested, I'm going to put a link in the chat room so that you can subscribe. So this is just a meditation channel that Scott and I have been working on the last couple of years. And typically it's just sometimes it's more than one image. A lot of times it's just one image with the sentiment of what you're doing. There's some good binaural beats, some solfeggio tones, some stuff to just turn on, while you're doing your stuff. But if you are interested, you can subscribe there. And I've been pretty efficiently getting one video up a day for the past few weeks. So I'm glad for that. But anyway, there's a few meditations there for you. And that's it. So that is the magazine this week. And I hope that you got something from it. Laurie said I was raised Catholic. When I first started practicing Wicca, I found it comical at how much pagan symbolism has been appropriated by Christian religions. It's wild, right? It's wild. From everything from a Christmas wreath to lighting a birthday candle. It all goes back to pagan roots. Really interesting. And yet you hear people say pagan as if it's a dirty word. And I'm like, it's your roots, bitch. Oh, Laurie said, I'm still carrying my keychain, the beautiful weapon that I received from you a couple of years ago during the Christmas giveaway. I'm so glad you are. Those were fun, weren't they? I gave them to all the girls in my family because you just don't know. And those girls, they do. Mars had a weird thing that happened a few weeks ago where she's living. She was at Walmart by herself, and I don't like her to go anywhere by herself, but she's kind of out of choices right now. She's just going to have to do some things by herself. And Uh, here and there. So usually, like if she has to go into the store or something, she usually calls me or Matea and just talks to us while she's out. But anyway, she was at Walmart and she just paused and she said, I heard her say something to somebody, and then she goes, Mom, something really weird just happened. I was like, okay. She goes, some guy just walked up to me and just grabbed my hand and shook it and said, Hey, how are you? And she's like, is that weird? And I'm like, you don't know him? She said, no, I don't know him. I've never met him. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's weird. You go wash your hands right now." And she's like, "Well, I have an armload of stuff." And I was like, "I don't care. Put it down and go wash your hands." You don't know. You don't know. You cannot be too careful anymore. And it might seem like a knee jerk reaction, but when a stranger walks up to you and you don't know them and they touch your skin, you don't know. There are people being poisoned by fentanyl and roofied all over the country every day. So she went and washed her hands. She was fine. Everything was fine. She watched and watched for them while she finished her shopping. And we had a plan that you walk straight to the car, climb in the car, and drive away. Like, don't sit in the car for any period of time. Like, just immediately leave. She did. They didn't follow her. Like, nothing came from it. It was just weird. But, and maybe it's from my other life as a true crimer, but I am just not taking any anything for granted right now. I know neither should you. If something seems weird, trust that. Even if nothing comes from of it. It doesn't have to. Thank God it didn't, right? But don't take anything for granted. But by God, if a strange man comes up and puts his hands on your body and puts his skin on your skin, question that. That is weird. Also, men, what the fuck? Oh, sorry. That's not this show. Uh, what are you doing? Don't just be touching random women. We don't want that. Seriously. Good Lord. Yeah. Jane said maybe he just came from his shrink's office who gave him an assignment to say hello to people. Maybe so. So you can say hi to people without touching them. Maya said, you should put paganism, it's your roots, bitch, on a t shirt. Right? We're going to have a nice, like, tree of life with big roots. Yeah. That's too funny, Maya. I want that shirt now. Now I may have to design it for real. Oh, Laurie said she actually could not take that little resin weapon with her into the courthouse. You put somebody's eye out with that, man. All righty. Well, I thought this would be a good day to do some grounding. We need it. Clearly, I need it. One of the skills I'm working on learning, and it's been surprisingly difficult, is metal stamping. So I have all these cool stamps because the easiest part of it has been buying things. So I have all these cool stamps. I have all these cool blanks. I have all this stuff. Guys, it is hard. It's really hard to do it correctly. You might remember Elizabeth Lindsay that used to be here in the 1-2 world, and she had a whole business that did nothing but metal stamping. She had a shop people could go into and purchase things and order stamps, and all hail the queen because she did a beautiful job. Um, I'm ruining a lot of things in order to learn, and that's okay. It's kind of sometimes what you have to do, but I'm surprised at how hard this is, how hard it is for me to like line things up and to see them correctly. And I asked for a big magnifying glass on a stand for Christmas so that I can see. Yes. Oh, Jane said, I'm always thinking I just blew getting $1,000 from a YouTuber when I say no to people approaching me in public. I get it though. I for sure get it. Oh, Sid said, how is Elizabeth? She's still, I think she's still in Colorado. I haven't talked to Elizabeth in a hot minute. Maybe somebody else here has. I think she's doing good. I see her on Facebook doing her stuff. So yeah, I think she's fine. I hope she's fine. Also, Sid, I think it was you. One of you guys asked at the, oh, it was Jane at the very beginning of the show if there was any news on my missing cousin, Paul. No, nothing. They are going to have to search that reservoir. That is water has been what I have seen all along here, and there's a few reservoirs there, but because of where we know is where his car was pinged last, it's the well, it's one of the reservoirs out in that area where he is, and yeah, they're gonna have to search that reservoir. I think that won't happen until spring. Actually, kind of hoping we can get Adventures with Purpose to come out and try. They found a kid in Idaho Falls. There was a high school kid that disappeared a few years ago, just vanished one day uh, in his parents' car. Just vanished and was never heard from again. And Adventures with Purpose literally found that boy's car in 5 minutes, which really makes you wonder what the hell our locals were doing. But at any rate, so we wondered if it's worth reaching out to them or if maybe we'll have some local dive teams that can go out. But I think water is the next obvious place to search, though it's not any of my, certainly not my decision in any way, but that's my opinion. Yeah, so that it's something. It really is. But yeah, not a single thing. Okay. Well, let's do a little bit of grounding. Oh, Tiffany said, would love insight or good thoughts towards whether I will be able to go through with my uterine biopsy procedure under anesthesia on Monday. The surgery coordinator just called and said my insurance said I am not covered now and I need to get new insurance in the next 24 hours. Oh, good Lord. I do think you'll get your insurance, Tiffany, but I'm not so sure you're going to see that surgery on Monday. I feel like it's possible that that's going to be put off by a weekish. Okay. Hi, Diane. We'll probably do some readings. We will do some readings. We'll have some time. So you can go ahead and throw a question up now. We're going to do a singing bowl meditation first, and then for a little bit here at the end of the show, we will do some readings. So you're more than welcome to ask a question. Yeah, I know, Pamela. This world is pretty damn heavy right now, huh? Oh, Adventures with Purpose, Jane. They're an interesting company. So they're a dive team that when people have like a cold case, missing persons kind of thing, they can sometimes get them to come out. They fund the whole thing through donations and mostly through their YouTube channel. They get millions of views. And they send a team out and they're all prepared before they come and they search with sonar and with various tools and they dive and they have been really successful at finding missing people in typically like missing vehicles in water is their specialty. And they had a big scandal last summer because the guy that founded them, uh, some of his cousins, like younger family members, started coming out of the woodwork and saying that he sexually assaulted them when they were children. And was arrested. He's got a bunch of charges and had to take a step back from the company. But, and then it turned out he'd kinda used the company too to exploit some of those family members, like, it's bad. It's bad what he did and really bad. He's bad. He's Yeah, lives in Utah and or is from Utah, and unfortunately, I think was kind of under the cover of his church. Anyway, so it kinda shook that company up, and it made us wonder because 'cause we've featured, over at True Crime many times because they have done amazing things, but so it kinda made us wonder if they would still be in existence, but they have. He was removed from the board and took a step back from the company, and has the other people that helped found that company are continuing to go on. And so, at any rate, Adventures with Purpose is what they're called. Yeah, but yeah, they have a huge YouTube channel. Okay, yeah, hard Thanksgiving. Yep. Yeah, he was suffering tremendously with his head injury and just yep, wasn't himself at all. This stuff that has happened, it's just not who he was at all. Yeah. Okay, well, let's do some grounding. Seems like everybody could use it. So I brought my root chakra singing bowl along and I'm going to play it while we do some activity here. So we're just going to clear out first. So the first time I play the bowl, all you need to do is close your eyes, breathe with the frequency of the bowl, and just allow it to clear out anything you're carrying that's no longer serving you. Easy enough, right? Good. Okay. Okay, so that's the start. Now we're going to change gears a little bit and really ground. So while I play the bowl, I want you to focus on sending red tree roots out of the bottoms of your feet, sending them deep, deep, deep into the earth, and then just allowing that earth's energy to flow up through your roots all the way to the top of your head and back down into the earth. So we'll flow up the left side, clear to the top of your head, and back down into the earth, just creating a good reciprocal energy. And we'll let that flow for a few minutes or a few moments to make sure that you are correctly grounded and that your energy is interfacing with the earth correctly so that you can feel your best. All right, here we go. Letting red tree roots grow out of the bottoms of your feet and traveling deep, deep, deep down into the earth. Now pulling a strong current of that earth's energy up through your left foot, all the way up your left side to the top of your head, and back down the right side, all the way back into the earth, down through your roots, and then back up the left side. And keep letting that flow here for a minute. Good. Okay, awesome. This is a great way to get a little more grounded and centered and put together. So here we go. Okay, let me check the other chat room here quick. Oh, Tiffany said in the Nextdoor app, someone warned to watch your drinks because they knew someone who was drugged and raped. Yikes. Yeah, there is nail polish that you can wear to dip your fingers in. There's also these little drink caps you can buy that just are like a little stretchy thing that you just pull over the top of your drink so that if anyone were to get into it, it would have to break the seal. I think that's kind of an interesting thought too. Yeah. You cannot be too careful, particularly young women in general. Diane, I would be happy to. Will you please tell me who? In the interest of time, when we do radio readings, we get pretty specific because otherwise, well, I want to give you the best work I can in the short amount of time that I have with you. Okay. Oh, good. Laurie posted her contest link. Good, you guys. So be sure that you go vote for her. I didn't see it in the other chat, so I'm going to put it there quickly too. There we go. Babe, I hope you win. I really do. Okay. Okay, Sid said, please ask Patchouli Pup why she doesn't walk, have energy and stamina to walk around outside. But when it's food time, she's literally dancing, prancing and dancing on a slippery floor for like 45 minutes, like she's a wet noodle outdoors. I love it. That's funny. Well, let me ask her. So she does get excited to eat and she likes being silly. Uh, Going on walks just, I think it overstimulates her. It feels like drudgery for her. So I'm just reassuring her, of course, that, anytime you take her on a walk, you're always coming back home. Like, so there's no attachment issue with that. Oh, she said she's also holding herself back, trying to be careful because she doesn't want to pull you down or hurt you or anything. Okay, appreciated. That's funny with her, Sid. It seems like walks are more of a have to than a want to. What a funny girl. She is so cute. So I would say that's probably why she's not a she doesn't hate going on walks. It just feels like a job or a chore more than it does something she wants to do. Okay. Hello, Angelique. Welcome. Okay, so did we lose Diane? Diane, real quick, if you have somebody you want me to connect to, tell me who. We're going to run out of time here. We've got about, well, we have 2 minutes left, so we are about out of time. But so it sounds like, oh, Ivy said, loved the meditation. Felt strongly in crown chakra and ears. Good. Yeah, for me, it was the root chakra bowl, so it was in the note of C. It released a ton of anxiety in my solar plexus I didn't even know I was holding on to till I felt it move out, and I was like, wow, dang. Well, good, let it go. But it's one of the things I love about singing bowl work because there is a note that it's supposed to align with within your system, and they do to some degree. But I always think it's interesting that people don't always feel it in that spot. They feel it in the part of their body where they needed it. So Ivy, obviously, the crown chakra and ear area. For me, it was solar plexus, and it could have been different for you. There's no wrong answer. Years ago, when I had a kids group, a kids Reiki and energy group, one of the things I love to do with them is we turn down the lights. Everybody would pick their own spot on the floor and lay down and get comfy. And then I'd just sit in the middle of the room and play the bowls and just ask them to just point at where they were feeling it. And it was really interesting. And again, there's no right or wrong answer. Just because it's a throat bowl doesn't necessarily mean you will or have to feel it in your throat. But it was really interesting to see the kids really having to just focus on themselves and focus on feeling. And, we tried to turn down every stimulation we could except for the sound so they would be really free to focus on it where they would feel it in their bodies. And a lot of times it aligned with chakras and sometimes it didn't really. Uh, but I just thought it was always fascinating and they loved it. They got to where at the end of every group we did, they would ask if we can do that again. So the one time we did it turned into an every week event for a long time. But anyway. Oh, Tiffany said, love the bowls. Much needed. Thank you. I called it in for myself, the bunnies, and my new house. Yeah, you got so many big doings. Oh, Sid said, I've been walking stooped over to keep her or on her feet. Keep her on her feet. I love hearing how she loves to be silly. First dog I ever had who shows zero doggy joy. She was super traumatized and abandoned on the streets. Yes, poor baby girl. But yeah, this is the only time she's, food, I guess. Well, okay, fine. Same, Patchouli. Same. Ivy, you're so welcome. Well, guys, we have done it. We've talked down to the end of the show. So, don't forget, I am a professional psychic advisor over at 12listen.com. That's number one. Number two, listen.com. You can find me over there every single day. And I mean every day. I worked on Thanksgiving. You bet I did. Uh, if you ever need me over there and I am not available, just do a callback request. That sends me a text that you are waiting, and if I'm in a spot where I can get to a place where I can log right back in, I will. If not, I'll let you know when I'll be back because I am here to help. That's my goal. That's my calling in life. And I love it. So I want to be here for you. And of course, I can help you with psychic readings, animal communication, mediumship, a shot in the arm, a kick in the butt, whatever you need. All righty, guys. Well, we'll be back, same place, same time next week. You have been listening to The Katie Weaver Show here on 1 2 Radio, where we're changing the way you listen to the world.